What's up, flockers? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe so you can join the flock. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back and flocking with me. So down by the beach, it is a beautiful scene here in front of me, and I'm just sitting down here enjoying the weather, and I want to talk about how emotional a move across the country is. So if you're interested in hearing about that, keep watching. I needed to get out of the house for a little bit because I had a couple of things on my mind, and I just, this is where I come to think. Call it my think tank, and I just come to reflect on things. And I think it's because my 1.5-year anniversary of moving down here is on Wednesday, and I'm just thinking about things. And today I wanted to get into how emotionally draining a move across the country is when you really don't think about that. I mean, when you plan a move, you get all the last minute details in. You get the apartment, the house, you get the job, you get the truck, you make all these arrangements, and you get all these plans, and you get everything together. You know where you want to live, you got the area you're living in, blah blah blah. You do all this research about where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and all these things. But what we fail to think about and forget to think about is our emotional state and how we're going to be during the process. So I kind of want to reflect on that today, like I said, because it's been 1.5 years now. Since Wednesday will be 1.5 years since my husband and I relocated down here, and I just want to reflect on it a little bit, just so if you're thinking about making a move like this, that you kind of have an idea, or that you can prepare yourself in a way that nobody talks about on the internet. I've never found anything about it, and nobody even thinks about it. You really don't think about this aspect of it. When you're planning to make that move, are you emotionally ready for it? I've just been reflecting, and I'm thinking about a year ago, how happy I was, you guys, to relocate and get out of Wisconsin. I did not want to be there anymore. I hated it, and I thought all of my dreams were gonna come true once I left Wisconsin and moved down to Florida, because it's so beautiful here. And let me tell you that the first year that I was here, I was a freaking emotional wreck. I cannot even lie. Probably at least 4 or 5 times a week I told my husband, "I'll forget this, I just want to go home," and I would be in tears because of it. Because like I said, we plan, and we get everything together, and we're physically ready to go. Like, we have everything in place. You might have gotten a job, you might have your house to live in, you might have rented the truck, you did all of these things to prepare, but you didn't actually prepare yourself mentally. And what I mean is, for instance, in my case, I have 3 adult children and 2 grandchildren that I am very, very close to. Like, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. I'm very close to them. And I thought that because I was already an empty nester, that they had been gone, the baby moved out and she was gone a year already. She was living with her, my other daughter, her older sister. My son had been gone. He's been moved out the house for years now and has his own little family. And I thought that because they weren't in the house, that the move wouldn't be that hard for me. Wrong. That is totally the wrong way of thinking. Now, I will self-disclose and tell you that I'm not a very emotionally, I don't get emotionally attached. I don't get emotionally attached to people easily. The only people that I have a serious, emotional attachment to is my children, my grandchildren, my husband, my brothers, things like that. People, immediate family members like that. I have strong emotional attachments to. But other than that, friends and stuff, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I love y'all, but I don't need to be that friend that is there 24/7 and constantly reassuring me that our friendship is okay. I'm not that type of friend, and I'm not even that type of family member. But when it comes to my children, I really thought that I was emotionally prepared to separate myself from them. And here's the thing, like, I don't even think they had as rough a time as I did. I think maybe my baby did, but you know, my son and my middle daughter, they're, you know, way more independent, and I don't know that they had a rough time, as rough a time as I did separating from me. You know, like, it was hard for me. It's like when you send your kids off to kindergarten, you know, or that first day of preschool, you know, a lot of times, and believe me, I know because I'm a preschool teacher, a lot of times we think, oh my God, this is going to be so hard for my child. It's not that hard for the child sometimes. Sometimes, yes, but most of the time, no, it's not that difficult for the child, and it's harder on the parent than it is on the child, because the parent also has to learn to let go. Anyway, my children and I are very close. We have close bonds and close relationships, and we were always together. We were always doing something together. If I wasn't with, you know, my son and his family or my granddaughters, I was, you know, with my girls, and we were getting our nails done. We were doing whatever. We're very, very close little family. Yes, we're a little family because I don't have aunts and uncles to speak of that I associate with on a regular basis or anything like that. My parents are gone. One of my brothers is gone. He's passed away, and so my children and myself is all we had, and my brother that's here with us now. That is our little family, literally. My brother, my sister-in-law, their 3 kids, my husband, and just, you know, we're a very small family. Anyway, that was all we had. And so here I'm thinking, well, I'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm an empty nester already. You know, like, the kids aren't even in the house. You know, they stop by, you know, whenever I call them and tell them to come over, or they just randomly stop by. Hey, Mom, can you this? Can you that? Or let's have a cookout, or let's do whatever. You don't really think about how much you're going to miss that when you leave, and you can't readily just call them up and say, hey, come over. You don't really think about that, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. Now, it's been a year and a half. I will say that it's getting easier for me. Of course, those feelings of missing them will never go away. And I wish if they could all move out here, that would be awesome. But I know that's not feasible. But, you know, it does get easier. But I really want other people that are considering this move to think about that aspect of it all, because a lot of people don't. You really just plan the whole move and the whole physical thing of it, but you don't mentally prepare yourself for what's about to happen. You're going to miss, you know, all of your friends. You're gonna move. I moved to a place where I had no familiar faces. If you don't see a familiar face like for a year, literally, it takes such a toll on you emotionally. Like, you feel no attachments. You feel like emotionally dead. Seriously, because that's how I felt for the first year at least. Until I started to feel comfortable in my surroundings and started getting familiar and stuff like that. And I haven't even really met people, because the jobs that I did have at the daycares that I was working at, I mean, I don't know if it's because I was the outsider, I was from out of town, I don't know what. I made one connection with a young girl that was my assistant, and I thought she was amazing. We don't talk much now because she lives 30-40 minutes away from me, so it's just difficult. But I'm trying to make connections now. Even through YouTube and, you know, stuff like that. I'm still trying to make my connections and make friends. But please, I just want everyone to know that's considering a move like this, that when you do a move like this, if you have people that you are seriously like attached to and connected with, that you think about this move, because you got to understand that you're going to go through some emotional trauma from this. You are. And it might take a little bit of time to recover. Okay? It took me, I'm just now getting used to all this, and it's a year and a half later. For the first year, I wanted to go home. I kept telling Ray, I want to go home, Ray. I would cry because I miss the kids so much. I miss my granddaughters. I get emotional just talking about it, because I mean, you just don't think about that aspect of it all. They've all been out here to visit me, and I get to see them. It's the fact that I can't just call them up readily and say, come over, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that. When I see them, like, after not seeing them for a while, and then I do see them, I just cry like a baby. But I'm just saying, you guys, like, I really just wanted to, I don't want anyone to not follow their dreams. I really do support everyone who is trying to follow their dreams and just break away from the norm. I really do support everyone. Want to say that in considering a move like this across the country, anywhere, really, it doesn't even have to be across the country. It could just be out of the state. It could be a few hours away, but just consider the emotional aspect of it all and prepare yourself mentally, because it's difficult. I'm not trying to scare anyone from following their dreams or anything like that, but I just want I just want you to be prepared and understand that you will go through this emotional trauma. If you are that close to family members or your children or grandchildren, friends, anything like that, moving to a place where you know no one and there are no familiar faces, that you can just call people up and be like, hey, you want to hang out, or do you want to, you know, whatever. I lost that ability, and I did not mentally prepare myself when I was thinking, you know, during the move, when I was thinking about moving down here. I didn't mentally prepare myself for this. I didn't. And I went to school for this kind of crap, y'all. I went to school for, you know, for psychology and counseling and all of this type of stuff. So I should have really thought about this aspect of it all, and I didn't. But I can say now that a year and a half later, Wednesday, that I am really now at a point where I am comfortable again. I love where I live. I love Florida. I am so glad that I made this decision to do this. I know that I've wanted this for many years, the last 13 years, and I put my life on hold, raised my children, and always said that I would be back out here when the time was right. And I made that move when the time was right for me. I'm just out here trying to live my best life, you guys, you know, and I'm finally confident in that they're all okay, they're doing well, and they can come see mama anytime they want to, and I can go see them anytime I want to. So it's been working out. But I just want anybody that's thinking about moving or making a move to honestly think about the emotional trauma that you might experience. I mean, if you think you won't go through that, more power to you. But I am a pretty strong person, and I thought, psh, whatever. I don't got those emotional ties like that. But it was just, it was pain. I was legit, my heart was broken, and I did it to myself. So I couldn't blame anybody but myself, but my heart was freaking broken. And I didn't think about that before I left. And now it's healing. Things are getting better. So you guys, I'm not trying to scare anybody. Please follow your dreams, follow what's in your heart, do what's best for you. I'm just saying, be mentally prepared when you do it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to join the flock, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.